And now it's my honor to introduce our guest for today, Dr. Kimberly Schonert-Reichl. She's a world-renowned SEL expert and the Novo Foundation Endowed Chair of Social and Emotional Learning in the Department of Psychology at the University of Illinois at Chicago. She also served as the principal investigator for the 2-year research study for the Wellbeing Canada program. So let's hear what she has to say about SEL.
We are truly in a crisis time. We are in a crisis moment, and we have to find something to do about that. When we see the escalating mental health crisis that's happening, not only among our children, but among our adults, we're seeing increased violence and crime. We are seeing increased apathy towards seeing, violence among others. We really are at a turning point. And what we know now from science is that you can promote these positive skills. We focus a lot on decreasing the ill-being, decreasing depression and anxiety and stress. And I think those are all critical. But we also know from the science that you can promote these positive human qualities like happiness and joy and gratitude and empathy. And I think that's really what we need for the future of our society, is our citizens to have those skills, to not only be happy and healthy, but also to be kind, compassionate, and empathic. We know from the brain science that the brain is plastic. Neuroplasticity really tells us that these social and emotional skills can be taught. They're malleable, and you can develop them at any point in your life. We know from decades of science that how children feel affects how and what they learn. We also know that these skills can be promoted through programs like the Wellbeing Program. The children who receive social and emotional learning programs not only develop better empathy, get along better, manage their stress, they also achieve higher academic achievement. So there's no longer any excuse to say you cannot fit this into the curriculum, because social and emotional learning not only helps promote better well-being, it also promotes academic achievement. What is truly unique about the Wellbeing Program is the integration of service learning with social and emotional learning. This is unique of all SEL programs. And what we know about service learning, it truly is experiential learning. The students engage in activities that benefit others and their community. And through those activities, they benefit through their social and emotional skills. They help develop a sense of purpose. They develop a sense of empathy and compassion for others. And they also develop something we call a pro-social value orientation. And what that means, they develop an identity that they themselves can make a difference in the world and make the world a better place. Teachers are the engines of social and emotional learning. It is teachers who have the social and emotional competencies and their own well-being in which they can then truly implement social and emotional learning programs for their students, where their students can benefit. For over a decade, I have been studying the well-being and the social and emotional competencies of teachers. And what we know from the research is that teachers with strong social and emotional skills, the ability to manage their own emotions, to be aware of others' emotions, to build positive relationships, to manage their stress, are not only better at getting along with colleagues, they're also able to create classroom contexts where all students can thrive and flourish. And really, what it emphasizes to us that in order to really support the students' social and emotional learning, we really need to start with the educators and help develop their own well-being as well as their social and emotional competencies. Some of the most compelling findings that emerged in our interviews with teachers and our questionnaires with teachers about implementing the Wellbeing Program included, number one, teachers told us that they benefited professionally from implementing the Wellbeing Program with their students. They talked about how integrating the program into the classroom, seeing the students engaged in these activities of service learning, talking about gratitude, how much they learned professionally in implementing this kind of program. But what was also fascinating is that teachers told us that basically they also benefited personally from implementing the well-being program. They talked about having conversations with their students about well-being made them reflect on their own well-being and the qualities they had. And so much of the activities were not only for the students, that the teachers said they themselves were able to benefit from thinking about these concepts and being able to think about gratitude and practice these activities. And really, I have to say, one of the most fascinating findings, we had such overwhelming positive response from teachers, but I've done a lot of research on social and emotional learning programs over the years, and one thing that we had never found before, when we asked the well-being program teachers, would they recommend the well-being program to a colleague, we had a full 100% of teachers said they would recommend it to a colleague. Social and emotional learning is not another thing on the plate. It is the plate. That promoting the well-being of our students using programs like the well-being program is essential for learning, for success in life, for being able to get along with others, being able to manage their stress. And so the idea of taking a program like the well-being program and thinking that it should just be offered, one time a week, just dealing with students' well-being very infrequently is not really what we need right now. What we need right now is a program like the well-being program that's integrated into the very fabric of everyday classroom experiences, that children have the opportunity to talk about how they're doing, how they could help others, how they could practice gratitude, how they could practice empathy. All of the factors that we know that are foundational to the well-being program need to be part of the regular school curriculum. So if I had my dream of what I would want to see for the current schooling, is that the promotion of children's well-being, of students' well-being, is seen the same way as the promotion of math and science and social studies and reading, that the well-being is just a part and becomes just an explicit and intentional part of our school curriculum.